that he's been flying. How beautiful.
We were just saying, every shot of Italy, doesn't matter the city, it's all just so glorious, right?
You went there, Grell.
I was there. I was there. I was in the town. I went to go watch a Champions League night against Shakhtar Donetsk, actually, and it was mind-blowing how old the stadium is, how big it is, and you can just get a few beers right outside and then walk right inside. There was no security gates, and there was no real lines. It was a Champions League night, so I got there early. I'm thinking, all right, this is gonna be jammed crazy. It was like such a family, old school football feel. And then there's no covering over the La Curva, where all the their most devoted fans are. And it was pouring rain that day, and they were just singing the Champions League song with the rain pouring on them.
Wow.
I had a few beers. It was such a
few outside and a few indoors. And
How many did you have while you were working?
No, I was not working that night. I was not working that night. A few, but and then it was 0-0. So that was, but the atmosphere, the place, the town, the people, the way they treated me, the food there, the city was beautiful. And Orsolini, obviously, a big success story coming out of it.
Romagna is famous for the food.
Yeah,
some of the best
food was unbelievable.
You'd love it, Poppy.
Oh, I do love it. I mean, we had Marco on yesterday in Parma. Looked, he's going to bring Tony some bacchus, and not me and Grella, just Tony.
Some Parmigiano, a whole wheel we asked for.
Delicious. That was one of my favorite days, obviously, aside from the game, when we went to the Parmigiano factory and we were walking around seeing how it's made, and the fact it took 18 months for them to even make it. It's really nice. It was special. What about the celebration, though, for Orsolini? Surely Spalletti's taking note of him now, knocking on the camera every time he scores.
Well, it's hard not to take note of him because of the goals themselves, and then this whole storyline about the knocking and calling Spalletti. I'm not sure Spalletti's happy with all of that, but in Italy right now with the national team, I think it's hard to deny goal scorers, guys that are finding the back of the net. And Kenny plays a second striker. We had this discussion in the green room earlier. Is he an international footballer? I don't know. When I watch him play, I have some question marks about it. He certainly fits in with what Italiano wants to do. He fits in with the club. He clearly, the part I love the most about that video is when he said, "I found a place that allows me to make mistakes." Because every footballer needs somebody to believe in them. Every footballer makes mistakes. You got to grow. I'm sure we're going to see him with the Italian national team at some point, and hopefully he takes his chance.
If Italy had Totti, Baggio, Del Piero, Vieri on the team now, then I'd be like, okay, Orsolini doesn't get in. Daniel Maldini started a game for Italy against Germany, which, when you leave out Orsolini and you put in Daniel Maldini, it raises massive question marks. Orsolini is not a world-class player. He's a very good Italian player. To me, he's maybe the most underrated Italian player, because I wonder how many people watch Bologna regularly. It's our job to cover it, and we've seen the talent this guy has. Compare also Federico Chiesa's statistics from the seasons where he plays a lot of games to Orsolini's statistics. You'll notice that in most seasons, Orsolini beats Chiesa. Does that mean Orsolini's a better player than Chiesa? It's much deeper than that, right? Because you have to see where they play. Bologna will play more for Orsolini when he's out there than Chiesa when he's at Juventus. But Orsolini definitely deserves to be on the Italian national team. Doesn't fit the 3-5-2, but you could maybe try him as a right-sided second striker. He has to be called. He's good enough to be called up. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, underrated in the sense that he deserves a call with the amount of goals he's scoring. And like Tony makes a good point that there's not that many. We don't have a million goal scorers in the team that can do that as well. And if Politano's playing for me, he's a better version of what Politano is. He's very left foot dependent. So underrated in that sense. Now, is he the player that's going to make the biggest difference on the world scene? Is he going to? For me, no. I think he's, like I just said, a better version of Politano. Very left foot dependent, can finish on the weak side, good coming inside. In swinger crosses, powerful guy. But is he going to be the guy that makes the difference? Is he like a Barella level player in different positions? Mm-hmm. Is he like that level? No. For me, no. But does he deserve to be in the team? Sure. The 3-5-2 is hurting him now.
No offense to Bologna. Antonio Di Natale was a legend at Udinese, right? He didn't want to go to a bigger team. He had offers to go to bigger teams, and he said, no, I want to stay at Udinese. He was scoring 25 to 32 goals a season, basically, for I don't know how many years. He was incredible. Never did much on the Italian national team, wasn't even a consistent starter. Sometimes it also has to do with where you play. Mm-hmm. Are you at the highest level? Are you in the Champions League consistently? And Orsolini is, a big fish in a medium-sized pond. But if he was doing this at a Juventus, Inter, or Milan, I have no question that there would be more regard for him, just like there would have been more regard for Di Natale if he was scoring 30 goals at Juventus instead of Udinese.
Well, the good news for Orsolini is he's got a great opportunity in this run-in to close the season, because Bologna really could play a massive part on how this title race goes. They've got these remaining fixtures: Napoli, Atalanta, Inter, Empoli, who we obviously know are in the relegation scrap, Juventus, Milan and Fiorentina. This, no doubt, is the hardest run-in to close the season. But Bologna, they're right there in the last Champions League place at the minute, so the incentive is huge for them to get something from these big teams.
Look, credit to Marco, because he's always stood behind Italiano. And one thing about Italiano is he won't look at the schedule and say, oh, this is a difficult schedule. He'll look at the schedule and be licking his lips and say, we can go after these guys and we can beat these guys. That's sort of what his MO is. They're going to stick to who they are and how they want to play, and they're going to be direct, and they're going to play their good football. And they have some really interesting pieces now. And Doi, Orsolini that we bring up, Castro up top, Dominguez. I mean, there's so many. They got a good balance within the team, too. And they'll go after these matches. They will go after Napoli tomorrow, no question about it. And they'll try to get the top four. But looking at the schedule, being a neutral, I'm like, for me, that's tough. A tough schedule.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. But look who's gotten better under Italiano. Orsolini, arguably, right? Castro, you mentioned up top, coming into the season. We didn't even know if he was going to be the #1 striker. What's the young kid on the left that he's Dominguez, the kid on the left, the youngster? Really good player. Took about halfway through the season for him to really trust him. So they're getting better. And if Orsolini, you look at that schedule, can rack up some goals in there, then he kind of, that June window, all of a sudden there's a lot of pressure on Spalletti not to call him in.